Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a time long ago. A time when no one lifted weights in fancy gyms. When no one swallowed protein powders, and when no one counted calories on a phone app. Yet these people were strong. They could lift heavy rocks, walk long distances, and carry heavy loads. In fact, some are even stronger than many of us today. Their strength wasn't built under neon lights or inside air-conditioned rooms. It was shaped by the land, the struggle, and the survival. Every day was its own workout. Every task demanded power, focus, and endurance. So how did they do it? How did they become powerful without the tools we now think are necessary? Welcome to our channel, where we bring you the most amazing stories from human history. Join us as we explore the lives of people who lived thousands of years ago and find out how they became so strong without any of the modern conveniences we take for granted today. Imagine a world without smartphones, without refrigerators, and without cars. This was the reality for the people who lived hundreds or thousands of years ago. They didn't have access to the same conveniences that we do today, like electricity, indoor plumbing, and the internet. But despite these challenges, they were able to live full and meaningful lives, often with a strength that we can only admire. These people weren't just strong physically, they were also incredibly resilient. They had to deal with all sorts of hardships, like extreme weather, disease, and war. But they never lost their strength. They were able to adapt to changing circumstances and keep going, no matter what life threw at them. This resilience is something that we can all learn from. No matter what challenges we face in our own lives, we can draw inspiration from these ancient people and their ability to overcome adversity. The strength of these people wasn't just physical, they were also mentally and emotionally tough. They had to be able to make decisions quickly and decisively in situations that often put them in danger. For example, when faced with a wild animal, they had to be able to think on their feet and come up with a plan to escape or defend themselves. They also had to be able to control their emotions and stay calm in the face of danger. But what really makes these people so fascinating is the way that they developed their strength. They didn't have access to the same resources that we do today, like gyms, personal trainers, or protein powder. Instead, they had to rely on their own ingenuity and the natural resources around them to stay strong. They learned to use their environment to their advantage, whether it was by climbing trees to escape predators, or by using rocks and sticks as tools to hunt animals. One of the ways that these people became so strong was through their everyday tasks. For example, carrying water from a well would require a lot of upper body strength. Many homes didn't have indoor plumbing, so women and children often had to walk long distances to collect water for their families. Carrying heavy loads on their heads, they would often have to balance pots and containers filled with water or other goods on their heads while walking. This required a lot of core strength and balance. Another activity that would have helped these people stay strong was farming. Farming was a physically demanding job that required a lot of manual labor. People had to plow fields, plant crops, and harvest food, all without the help of modern machinery. These tasks required a lot of lower body strength and stamina. In addition to their daily tasks, these people also engaged in activities that would test their strength and endurance. For example, hunting was a common activity that required a lot of physical exertion. Hunters had to chase down their prey, sometimes over rough terrain and for long periods of time. They also had to be agile enough to climb trees, to escape predators, or to get a better vantage point when tracking their prey. But it wasn't just physical strength that these people valued. They also placed a high importance on mental toughness. They knew that being strong wasn't just about having big muscles. It was also about being able to control your mind and emotions. They learned to focus on the task at hand and to push through difficult situations without giving up. So what can we learn from these strong and resilient people? First of all, we can see that strength doesn't always come from external sources like supplements or fancy equipment. It can come from within, from our own determination and grit. We can also learn from their ability to adapt and persevere in the face of adversity. No matter what challenges we face in life, we can remember that these ancient people were able to overcome even greater obstacles without the advantages that we have today. Finally, we can admire their mental toughness and their ability to control their emotions and focus on the task at hand. So the next time you're feeling overwhelmed or discouraged, remember the strong and resilient people who came before us. They faced incredible challenges and still managed to thrive. Let their example inspire you to push through your own difficulties and to strive for greatness in everything you do. While modern society has advanced in many ways, there's something to be said for the simplicity and resourcefulness of life in the past. These ancient people didn't have access to the same conveniences that we do today, but they were still able to lead fulfilling lives and build impressive feats of strength and endurance. For example, consider the ancient Egyptians who built the pyramids without the help of modern technology or machinery. They were able to move massive blocks of stone and create these iconic structures simply by using brute force and ingenuity. Similarly, the Incas built impressive roads and bridges without the use of modern tools. Instead, they used natural materials like stone and mud and developed innovative techniques for creating durable structures. But it wasn't just the ancient civilizations that were able to achieve great things without modern tools. In fact, many indigenous cultures around the world have developed impressive skills and abilities simply by using what's available to them in their environment. For example, the Himba people of Namibia are known for their incredible endurance and strength. They're able to walk long distances over rough terrain and carry heavy loads without getting tired. This is because they've developed a unique walking technique that helps them to conserve energy and maintain their balance. Similarly, the Inuit people of the Arctic have developed incredible hunting and survival skills. They're able to navigate the frozen wasteland and hunt for food in one of the harshest environments on Earth. This is because they've learned to use the natural resources around them, like the ice and snow, to their advantage. The truth is that strength isn't always about brute force or physical prowess. It can also be about mental toughness and resourcefulness. The people who live in harsh environments often develop incredible mental toughness and resilience. They have to be able to cope with isolation, danger, and uncertainty, which requires a combination of emotional strength and problem-solving skills. One way that these people develop their mental toughness is through storytelling and oral traditions. By sharing stories of their ancestors and their experiences, they pass down valuable lessons and wisdom to the younger generation. These stories often teach young people how to be brave, how to persevere through difficult times, and how to maintain a positive attitude in the face of adversity. Another way that people develop mental toughness is through their relationships with others. In close-knit communities, individuals learn to rely on each other for support and assistance. They develop a sense of responsibility towards their community and a willingness to help others, which can be a powerful motivator for overcoming challenges. What's more, many of these cultures have a deep connection to the natural world around them. They understand the rhythms of nature and the importance of living in harmony with the environment. This connection gives them a sense of purpose and meaning in life, as well as the motivation to protect and preserve the natural world for future generations. Overall, the strength of these people is truly remarkable. They've been able to build impressive feats of engineering, hunt for food in dangerous environments, and maintain a positive outlook in the face of adversity, all without the help of modern tools and technology. They remind us that strength isn't always about physical prowess, but can also be about mental toughness, resourcefulness, and a deep connection to the natural world. So the next time you think that life is too hard or that you don't have what it takes to succeed, remember the strong and resilient people who came before us and the challenges that they faced. Let their example inspire you to push through tough times and to strive for greatness in everything you do.